This week, an American Temple of Speed comes roaring back, the reigning king of Forza GT is dethroned, and in our open class recon, we have a homologation special smashing the S-Class, and potentially another strong multi-class competitor in A. Racers, welcome to this week's Race Recon. It's a new week and the beginning of a new month in Forza Motorsport. Update 4.0 is here, and being the first update since the holidays is understandably a little light on bug fixes, and mostly delivers on content for the next month. Off the line, we have the return of the Daytona International Speedway, just in time for the Roar Before the 24 occurring this weekend. This should give everyone enough time to practice and prepare for next week's Daytona Sports Car Series, coinciding with the real 24 hours of Daytona. Be sure to subscribe and join the Discord. Time and schedule permitting, I'll be hosting a watch-along and hopper lobby so you can experience my exceptional racing and race commentary firsthand. And just in time for the on-track action to come, Turn 10 has made the first balance adjustment to the Forza GT spec series, rebalancing the Audi R8 V10 LMS GT3. Fuck, that's a name. It appears Turn 10 are annoyingly balancing the car in the back end instead of by implementing parts through the customization system. When inspecting the car's tuning screen in the GT Hopper versus anywhere else in the game, the values will appear to still match each other. But when you open the telemetry inside of the GT Hopper, you'll see the car's power and torque have been limited. This is particularly annoying, because when setting up a car in any mode other than the GT Hopper, even if you save the tune from the GT Hopper, when you go to set up the car, you can't properly compare it to others from the series in a more controlled environment. My suggestion to alleviate this would be to use the existing restrictor plate and ballast systems that are in the game, but add an additional option for cars in a spec series called homologation restrictor or homologation ballast, and cams and tires should they be necessary. Have this be a 0 CP option, and then have it reveal to the players the default spec that is the base tune of the car in the spec series. That way, players have a readily available starting point to play around with the official regulations, and Turn 10 has a set of levers that they can adjust to tune the spec of classes as needed. Also, there should be a spec series rivals leaderboard, or the ability to save multiple ghosts, but I feel like that's asking them to run before they can walk. A link to the full update release notes can be found in the description below. I'll work to upload more focused content to go over these sort of changes in the future. On to the career mode. This week, we have the opening of 2 new tours. The open class, focusing on automotive classics, starting with C-Class and ranging up to S throughout the month. And in the feature list, we have the Italian Challengers, this week featuring the all-wheel driven options. The spotlight car for this series being the 1992 Lancia Delta HF Integrale Evo. You like my Italian accent on that one, do you not? Completing the tours at the end of the month will give the players the reward cars for Italian Challengers, the Lamborghini Murcielago LP670-4 SV, and in the open class, the 1965 Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GTA Stradale. And on to the feature multiplayer. This month, Turn 10 is updating the format of the Spec Events Hopper by adding Formula Mazda as a month-long series alongside the persistent touring car and GT series. The 2015 Formula Mazda is a popular and inexpensive step into dedicated track machinery for the dedicated enthusiasts. A favorite among racing schools for its lightweight and easy setup. In Forza, the formula is similarly easy handling and amazingly fun car to chuck about. Both in the previous featured spec series and in the A-Class open lobbies, the little machine can carve some impressive times. But if venturing into open lobbies, the small vehicle's unique braking and cornering dynamics need to be accounted for when in traffic with larger machinery. And for this week's rotating series, we have the Forza P1 series. We're returning to the last great generation of World Endurance Challenge monsters at the top of the class with LMP1 cars from the mid-2010s. Notable in this class are the 3 racing contemporaries of the Audi R18, the Porsche 919, and the Toyota TS040. While the Nissan and the Ginetta were on track at the same time with some of the various iterations of these cars, neither were particularly competitive in their time. And be careful, this class is a fast one, so expect some hectic action on the track and do your best to hold on to your safety rating. For the open class spotlight, we have the Lancia HF Delta Integrale. I would love to show you some B-roll of the car in the game, but it's currently not here, so we'll all just have to find out together when it gets in. Before we get into the open class recon, I gotta come clean. I struggled last week, but between the LMP classics and all the options I found myself with the Miata, I just couldn't get through my video content and I wasn't able to release tuning guides. We'll see if I get some videos out there in the future, but go check out some of these other creators. They have some really good content for the LMP cars, and just throw a rock, you'll find a good Mazda Miata tune. Honestly, I just built what I consider like a Chuckabout Pro Street car, and it was just demolishing lobbies. It was a lot of fun. It's probably one of the most fun cars I've built in Forza so far. But for the coming week, we have the S and A Class opens. Leading the S Class, we have the Porsche Homologation Special, the 1997 911 GT1 Strassenversion. A race car for the streets being unleashed in its natural environment is of course going to be an impressive sight to behold. Coming in at 773 PI, there are not going to be many upgrades available, but with such an impressive starting platform, not many will be needed. Other potentially strong competitors in S-Class are the McLaren F1 GT showing some impressive times in Spa, the Jaguar XJR 15 with numerous second finishes and an all-around high record across all the tracks tested, as well as the Exocet 18 for reasons that will become clear in a moment. Wrapping things up with A-Class, we have a tightly competitive pack of options with no real breakaway winner. For fans of dedicated track weaponry, we have the 2018 Exocet leading the class. See, I told you we'd be back here. As well as the Formula Mazda as good strong options to consider, given my earlier warnings about light cars and a big lobby. For my more street tuner aligned folks, you can do some work with the BMW M3 and the BRZ AE86. Now that I've gotten you up to speed with what's coming in Forza this week, get out there and race smart and race safe. Until next time. Bug fixes, and mostly delivers on content for the next month. Got it!